Hi there, traders. This is Brad Gilbert with the FX Market Insight for the 12th of October. All right, just coming to you a little later than usual, just as we come into the European session. Now, I've been away all week and I feel a little bit disconnected with what's been going on, but just having a look at where the currencies are at the moment, you can see the pressure just being relieved here on the Aussie and Kiwi. I'll just make that pen a bit thicker. With the US CPI numbers. Now, this is how the market's all sort of geared up. Now, actually, while I do this, let me just take you to the numbers themselves to allow me to explain what's going on. Now, the US CPI numbers, now, they're still above 2%, which is, or coming at 2.2%, which is above the Fed's target of 2%. So still, I know they weren't as robust as everyone thought. The market was just in a reason to sell dollars. I know dollar one's all over the shop as well, but, the numbers are still pretty good. Now, they are just a fraction off. The main number is 0.1 versus 0.2 for the month-on-month. Now, to me, it's not a huge difference. And you know what? The core number is 2.2%. Still pretty good to me. So the dollar, though, with all the geopolitical stuff going on, has sort of had a reason to sort of fall. Now, the geopolitical issue between China and US continues, even though today's Chinese trade figures were much better than expected. That'll upset Trump no end. So basically, we've got a situation where the Aussies bounce back just above the resistance trend line. Now, it is starting to track sideways. Tells me that no one's willing to really get involved at this point. Mixed fundamentals, mixed technical picture there on the hourlies and dailies and weeklies. And the same goes for Kiwi there as well. It's had a little bit of a stop-loss run above 65 and now trading sideways. Euro's acting extremely neutral because the euro, there's nothing to buy or sell, so it's reacting just as a really good dollar proxy. It's up to 116. To me, it's had a pretty good run all week. I don't know if it's going to be sustained, but Kiwi. Looking at sterling, still moving to the top side. Positive outcome on Brexit sort of looks to be on the cards. And that's really giving it a shot in the arm. Now, we do have UK CPI and retail sales next week. That'll be more interesting to see the core fundamentals. But out of all the majors, to me, sterling is the one pair that is bullish. The rest of them are all pretty much sideways. Even though on the short-term hourly charts, we've got dollar yen moving down. Dollar CAD popped up through 130 the figure. Now trading sideways and just drifting with oil back at 71.83. It's a bit all over the place. So just turning back to the overall picture now, if I just bring you across, let me just change screens here. Let's just have a look at the dollar, what it's doing now. Yeah, the week CPI numbers. Now look at dollar one, first of all. This is where a lot of the anxiety is for Trump. That down move in the dollar, really did impact across the board. Now you're starting to see some wild price action. So it's really trying to work out what's going on there with dollar one. The US dollar index as well, of course, sterling rallying and euro rallying, it's going to dribble off. So I don't think this is a massive clean out of long positions. I'm sure some of them have sort of exited, but really the Fed's still on track to me. And, one hourly chart doesn't make up for the sort of still bullish tone or a bit of sideways action on the daily and weeklies. Okay, let me just come back to the MyFX Trader Hub. Now, just having a look, just follow the market, right? You've got to follow the market because that's where the action is, right? That's what traders are looking for. Now, trading conditions, you've got to really understand geopolitics are coming in again and sort of dominating. We need some more sort of cleansing numbers or to really get the ball rolling. To end the week, we've got the prelim University of Michigan consumer sentiment numbers. Now, historically, that's a pretty good release and well respected. You just got to try and work in, do the currencies at this point have clear direction? Now, to me, just having a look at the snapshot, the data analysis snapshot, I've got all of these pairs. Now, I know some of these pairs are looking a little bit different on the hourly charts, but on the overall picture, fundamentals and technicals, what's going on? Well, I've got euro sideways, as I said, sterling bullish. Aussie and Kiwi, first time in a long while that they are sort of got very mixed technicals. Hourly charts, they're going up, sideways dailies and down on the weekly, so a bit of a mixed picture there. The US dollar, to me, is still mixed. Geopolitics really pushing it down. That's what Trump is trying to do. And that's really slowed up the dollar pairs, dollar yen, dollar CAD, and dollar Swiss, all sideways with the US dollar. So to me, it's pretty murky at the moment. There's no real clear direction. And the US dollar itself is trading pretty much in no man's land. All right, just sitting around here, mid-range. I know there's a bit of bearish sentiment. Dollar yuan is all over the place. So that's all we can do at the moment, guys, is actually just keep an eye on the general news that's going through the market. There's a bit, and the media, as you'll see here, are starting to try and drum up some fear, get people buying their stories. Dollar at October lows is weak Wall Street, sour sentiment, euro firms. I mean, the dollar's just drifting off. We had some CPI numbers which weren't as strong as they were, so that's a fact. The rest of the stuff is, we're going to see more about China and the US as they go forward. China's trade balance figures were much stronger. That's going to piss Trump off. So we could see probably some comments over the weekend on that. All right, so that's pretty much it for me, guys. There's not a hell of a lot to sort of run through. I am back on deck. So, of course, you'll see me in the live trade zone. Just keep an eye on these US numbers. But for me, at the moment, a lot of these majors have lost their mojo just for the moment with those US CPI numbers not coming in as strong as expected. And those geopolitical events really driving things. And that goes for sterling as well. This is not just a hawkish sort of Bank of England. Inflation's sort of still through the roof in the UK, but a lot of the big move here, the bounce back, has been on geopolitics. Brexit very much in the headlines, and the potential for a good deal there, or a deal for the UK. All right, that's it from me, guys. As I said, if you have a look at the upcoming events, we've got a major, a very busy week next week with some data across all sessions. So this is a good day to Friday to have a look, see what's coming up. It can sort of really tune you into where the next best trade may potentially be. As I said, the currencies at the moment have lost a bit of momentum. So maybe next week is where the answers are. And there's a hell of a lot of good stuff coming out. UK definitely in the firing line with employment numbers, CPI, and retail sales. It's going to be a big one for sterling. All right, anyway, back to today. US prelim, University of Michigan consumer sentiment numbers. That's where the action is going to be. So keep an eye on that. And also, obviously, keep an eye out for Trump. He's due to make some more stupid comments pretty soon. All right, guys, we'll catch you later on. See you in the trade zone. Cheerio.